Welcome back. Now, as the winter reaches its highest peak, finding winter essentials is actually quite important to keep warm on the rise. Frieda Mufuka, well known as Dam Etu, has taken the initiative upon herself to host the winter charity drive to give to the less fortunate. She now joins us in studio to unpack this drive. Frieda, good evening to you. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Are you greeting me in that mood because I didn't make it to your last show?
Listen, last two shows.
Last two shows.
But, you know, let's not have that discussion here.
I have to serve the nation regardless.
Please.
But thank you so much. So what an interesting initiative that you actually have, that you actually are busy with right now. What prompted you actually to, take up this initiative and do a charity drive? Yeah?
So a few years ago, I used to work somewhere in town, and there used to be this guy who's a beggar. He lives on the street.
Right.
And one morning we found him like dead. I think he died from the cold. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, that person's image has always stayed with me. And this year I decided, you know what, there are so many stories that we are hearing and reading on the news, especially the blanket story. And I told my friend, you know what, why don't we find something that we can do to actually give back to the less fortunate, the people who are in need, and those ones who just don't have anything this winter. Because guys, I think last week it was like -3.
It's true.
I didn't want to get out of bed. Now imagine the people that sleep on the streets, the people who have nowhere to sleep actually. So this initiative is actually mostly for them. And it's different because we are not necessarily going to a soup kitchen or anything. We are just driving around Windhoek to see who's there, who needs food. So we do have food, we do have clothing, because a lot of people actually did bring clothing items and blankets.
So what you did is then you open up a sort of like a submission where people can come and give these items. Just talk to us again about those items. What are they?
So the items range from anything, perishable, non-perishable items like, canned, anything that you can give, shoes, socks that you are not wearing anymore. Those things at the back of your closet, we want those things so that we can give it to other people. Blankets, a lot of people actually brought clothing. When I had my launch last week, I told the people they can bring the items of the launch and we can take them, just to make the load lighter and not give it a hassle. And they did bring a lot of items. So blankets, food, shoes, anything really that can keep somebody warm this winter, we would really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you have any specific areas in Windhoek that you're targeting where you really want to give away, or is it just looking at any other place?
The logistics we are looking at in town, because we're also targeting the street kids in town. And I have a recent video that's out now, titled Winduka, and I use some of those kids in my video. And also I just want to give back to them. But it doesn't necessarily mean in town. We are also going to the informal settlements in Havana, in Ombwara, Totina, wherever we can find people that are in need, especially with food and clothing items.
What are some of the moving moments or stories that have emerged from this drive that actually inspired you to continue doing this?
The people that are giving donations, today I went to go collect meat for the soup from Chakula Butchery. So I'm really, really grateful for them. But I also have my friends who are coming through with vegetables, with literally clothing items. So everybody else that brought the clothing items or any other winter items to my launch, that really moved me, because I'm like, you are here to enjoy and party, but you still had the you still had the sentiment and heart that, no, you did ask me for something, and we want to give back to the needy. Yeah,
and I'm sure that you're not looking to do this just as something that you're doing now.
No.
There should be a long-term vision for this. What impact do you actually hope that this charity drive actually brings to those that are in need long-term?
I really hope that it creates a sense of caring for other people within other people, where I don't necessarily need to be the only person that does winter drives. So you can also can also come up with an initiative, whether it's visiting the orphanages, whether it's visiting a Havana charity soup kitchen in Havana, anywhere else that you can think of. I think giving back to the needy is very important.
Yeah. You also mentioned Chakula Butchery, which came on board for this initiative. For those who still also are hoping to come on board and support this charity drive, what are the steps to actually do that?
You can reach me on my social media. It is dem_etu or blog me papile. But alternatively, I can always give my number. It's not an issue. It's 081 2315 307. I repeat, 081 2315 307. And we'll come pick up from you, or if you want to do a delivery, we are more than glad to receive anything from you guys.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What's also very important to talk about when it comes to support is you are a creative and you have a brand and you're, of course, giving back. What's your advice to other creatives as well to continue doing this and also keep supporting our communities?
I think, okay, for my brand really resonates from storytelling and also telling people stories. And this is another way of telling people stories, that we do care for the people. But for the other brands, initiatives shouldn't just be limited to charity. You can go out and go to a soup kitchen, go to an orphanage, go teach kids, go spend a day with the kids. I'm really sure that will mean a lot to them, because myself, I grew up in an after-school program called Mondesa Youth Opportunities in Swakopmund.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that we did came from volunteers and people who took out time from their day to come and spend the day with us. So whether it's you spending a day, whether it's you donating one sack of potatoes, it really helps as a brand, because brands shouldn't just be there to be supported by other people.
Yeah.
You should also have the initiative to support those very same people.
Absolutely, and it's quite important that I actually, give you the platform for people to actually, support your brand as well, for doing such a great work.
Don't just come to my show. You can also, please don't just come to my show. Give me anything that I can give back to the community.
That's advice to me as well, and I will come to your show next time. How can people support your brand, and how can they actually come through to your shows? Yeah.
So for my shows, my next show is only in August. We are planning. So when we do find a fixed date, I'll definitely put it on social media. But other than that, I also have merchandise that I do sell. It's the hoodie that I'm wearing on.
Right.
Hoodies and shirts, and we will look at expanding. But other than that, giving back to the community is really our biggest source, because we also do have poetry teachings that we do to high school kids. And if you want to give something, we are more than glad to receive anything. But in those supports, in those areas of support, buy my merchandise, come to my shows. But if you have an initiative that you want me to partner with, please, I'm more than willing to do collaborations.
I really commend you on this type of hard work. Thank you so much for being here.
It is
lastly,
my
I just want to put you on the spot quickly. Just one short poem line, one that you actually believe that is actually, a huge punchline that's going to hit every viewer that's watching right now.
My favorite is, may my words never fail me. If need be, may I leave this earth standing on a stage creating art and never ashamed of myself. Dem_Etu.
Very, very powerful. Dem_Etu, thank you so much for being here. Wish you all the best, of course, for this charity drive. Can't wait to see, what great work you actually are going to continue working. So thank you so much. All the best, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Frieda Mufuka, also known as Dem_Etu, talking to us about the charity drive that she has, of course, launched. And of course, she also advised that you can support her by just reaching out to her. You can find her on Instagram, Dem_Etu, or Blockblock Bapile is the name that you can find on social media. And you can show your support by donating whatever that you can, from food to clothing and whatever something that can actually keep someone warm this winter. It's actually quite colder, and you might have seen that through our weather report this earlier today. That wraps up today's edition of the Daily Roundup. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be right back next week.